Premier, you say there is a light. Premier, you say there is a light.
Yes,
There is a light at the end of the tunnel that you can see, but there are still around 4,000 mystery cases that you haven't yet sourced. Doesn't this suggest that the virus is still moving around unchecked in the community, and that we perhaps don't have a grasp of where it actually is?
Well, that's the way Delta works. And the positive thing about, there's a couple of positives. One positive thing is yesterday we had over 119,000 people come forward for testing. So the higher the testing rates, the more confidence we have that we're picking up all the cases. But there's no doubt that even initially in the first few days when we had 11 cases, it could very well be the case that the virus was lurking in the community unbeknownst to us. So that could very well be the case. But that's always going to be the case. It doesn't matter what situation we're in, that's the way Delta works. It's insidious, it's contagious. And that's why, in due course, we have to learn to live with it. And that's why New South Wales is on a pathway to making sure we get those vaccination rates up, to make sure we have those opportunities to live life more freely, but also to accept what the Delta strain is. Put it this way, COVID never had a rule book. The Delta strain is no rule book on steroids. We are in uncharted territory as far as Australia is concerned, but we've seen what Delta has done overseas. We've seen how communities have responded, and we also know what best practice in other communities looks like. And high vaccination rates are absolutely critical to having communities stay out of hospital, to having people stay alive and well, but also live life more freely. And that is what we're focused on. We're focused on the roadmap, we're focused on the light, we're focused on the way in which we can move forward and really accept that, you know, we haven't had to face these challenges before. We haven't had to think about what does high vaccination and case numbers mean. And these are the challenges that I intend to work with my colleagues, with the Prime Minister. These are challenges for Australia. And we've always said in New South Wales, we're part of Australia. It's not just our state we have to think about, it's about Australia. And I'm looking forward to having those conversations. We very much, as Dr. Chand and I said some weeks ago, when your largest state faces a major outbreak of this nature, and the second largest state is also, admittedly to a much lesser extent, going through challenges, it is a national issue and we need to move forward respectfully and also with confidence. We know what works, we know what we need to do, and that's why I'm appealing to our citizens and thanking them for getting vaccinated, because that is a positive way in which we can deal with our situation, but also ensure more freedoms come mid-November, come the end of October, as the vaccination rates increase.
Following on with the schools from a regional level, obviously Sydney's numbers are quite high. With return to school, will you be looking at more of an LGA type approach or a statewide approach? Obviously, when is it looking like communities like the Central Coast will be able to return to school? And secondly, when will our HSC students be able to access Pfizer vaccines?
Yeah, certainly. So in relation to vaccinations for young people, obviously in September we're getting many more doses of the Pfizer vaccine, which high school students are able to access. So obviously we're looking forward to that process. But in relation to schools in the rural and regional communities, as the Deputy Premier said and as the health experts, Dr. Chand and other health experts have said, it really depends on what the case numbers are doing in regional and rural communities when we're moving forward. We have used a model in the past where there's been a separation between Greater Sydney and the regions, and if that is safe from a health perspective, we'll continue to do that, but it really depends on the health advice. So all I want to say to our rural and regional communities, especially in relation to schools, is keep working hard, keep coming forward and getting tested, keep getting vaccinated. The lower the incidence of disease in the regions means there are greater opportunities. But again, that's advice we'll take from the experts.